Good morning, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Mark Blakeney, and I'm the commander of the K9 Unit. I'd like to welcome you all to the JoAnn K. Burrell Police K9 Annex right over here. This kennel system here has been a dream and a vision for our unit for a very long time. It's part of a comprehensive plan that we have implemented to ensure the safety and security of our canine partners. In recent years, our unit has expanded, and now we have a total of 11 dogs. And each of these dogs, live with their handlers at their residence, and each handler has a kennel similar to these two smaller ones you see over here at their house. However, since the unit's so large, it's oftentimes that we do have to house them here because handlers being on vacation or being in training or being in court, or such as that. This kennel system, this new one, is capable of housing up to 8 dogs at one time. It's insulated, it's climate controlled, and even has a bathing station. We've installed 10 security cameras throughout that all the members of my unit can live stream 24 hours a day just to constantly monitor whatever dogs that are being housed there.
Let me just say I'm so honored to be here with everyone. I see some new faces here, but I also see a lot of old faces. I see Chief Hatfield out there, and I'll speak more about you in a second. But why are you leaving? I'm just honored to be here with everyone and to pay homage to not only our K9 handlers, and how the program is just growing and the value that they have, but more specifically Commissioner Burl and her generosity and her undying loyalty to public safety and to the K9 program. We all know that Commissioner Burl is a great animal lover, but also she is such a supporter public safety and the K9 program we have, and the men and women in general, as all the commissioners are. You know, when I go back and I look at the K9 program, I remember the first K9 that we had, and Chief Hatfield back there can remember, was Mike Yancey, and he had, Marcos. Marcos was the first K9 that we had, and that was around 88, 89, I think. And then after that, Eddie Race came in with Brio. And, you know, a new program, you don't know what to think about the new program, the new K9s. Now, of course, Yancey and Marcos, I'll just say this, Marcos's nickname was Stevie Wonder, because he had a hard time finding anybody, but Brio was a great K9, even though Marcos did pave the way. But you know, when you look at law enforcement today, we could not do it without our K9 partners. They're so valuable. We don't look at them as a K9 or a dog. We look at them as a fellow officer, because they are. And I'll tell you, there was a story. There was a young man, we were on a SWAT team together, Danny Hubbard, and we were in a chase to downtown Atlanta, and there was a Desperado in a U-Haul, and the U-Haul wrecked, and he got out and ran, and Eddie Race and Brio was following the chase down. And we were chasing him, and he had a slight lead on us, and he went around a corner. And Brio went around the corner prior to Danny and I, and by the time we went around that corner, Brio had control of the bad guy. The story is this: the bad guy had a weapon, and I have no doubt that if we had not had that K9 Brio, that possibly Danny and I, maybe both, maybe one, wouldn't be here today. So I know firsthand the value of a K9 officer and how they can assist. But going back to Commissioner Birrell, you know, I've known Commissioner Birrell a lot of years. And you know, people, when you think of Commissioner Birrell, you think, you know, she's a commissioner, she's a selfless servant of our community. But more so than that, when you get to know her, this is what you think of Commissioner Birrell. What a great lady. What a great human being. She truly is a person who cares about her community and cares about people. And, you know, I'm just so awfully thankful and just so appreciative to call her not only one of my commissioners here in Cobb County, but to call her a friend and her husband a friend. I think the world of you, and we really appreciate what you've done by having the vision and the want to do something like this. And JoAnn K. Burrell, Police K9 Annex, it could not be given that honor to a better person than you. We appreciate you, and if anybody's ever heard the commercials from Charles Hardy, we love you and we need you. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Stuart Van Hooser. I'm the police chief for Cobb County. And it is always great to be able to speak to a crowd on a happy occasion, an upbeat occasion, where everybody's laughing, smiling, and clapping. Preaching to the choir today, I know we're going to repeat a little bit of this, and everybody knows how wonderful Commissioner Burrell has been to us and really to every segment of our community. But I'll just say a few things about her in general. First of all, she loves all animals, to include the police. She supports animal control unbelievably. She supports the military. She supports veterans. It just oozes out of her. All of this support for other people does. And maybe I feel special because I'm at the police department, but it always has seemed to me that there's been a special place in her heart for us. And so maybe that's just something I've invented, but I don't believe so. I believe that she just has a place in her heart for the police. And so today I'd just like to say a few words about our K9 unit. Director actually put a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about into, teed it up for me. But this unit right here has been a movement of the police department. As Director Register said, started in 1988. When I came, there was only two K9s, and in the late 90s, probably we went to 4, and then it just stayed stagnant. So I can tell you that as a rookie police officer, the K9 unit impact was different than it is right now for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is because we pick incredible people to be in that unit, and the men and women that have led that unit over the last 15 years or so have really done an amazing job. But here's what I say about the K9 unit, both the K9 and the handler. When the police need help, who do we call? I want you to think about at night, in the middle of the winter, when we're looking for an individual who just shot at a police officer, and we've got a perimeter set up. This is actually a true story. Maybe 25 degrees. Incident command is there. And the K9 unit's there. Lieutenant Lester Maddox at the time back there. Thank you, Lester, for being here. And Terry Blackmer's also here. Thank you for being here. Both of them were instrumental in growing this K9 unit. Incident command would not let them go do their job because we were worried that they would get shot in the dark with a ghost-faced gangster member out there who are notoriously violent towards police. We made them wait. We did everything we could to avoid them having to go in and do a track in the middle of the night. They were freezing cold. Myself and Deputy Chief Farrell were in a nice warm incident command center. They were freezing cold, and they waited. They waited for hours till we got helicopters, drones, and everything else out there that we could do to spare the danger to them. Eventually they had to go in, and they did their job. So they go out when it's really, I won't say too dangerous for the police because they will do their job at all times, but they go do what is very, very challenging and dangerous for uniformed patrol officers to do. They don't forget where they come from. Every one of those individuals still answer calls. They jump calls for the beats, and they actually take the reports and everything. That's not something that in the past has always been done by special units. They do proactive work. They still actually proactively police. They don't just wait for a call. We have license plate readers. That unit single-handedly at first was the single biggest impact on getting homicide suspects, wanted individuals, stolen cars, guns, gang members off the streets when we first had that program come. They did that all on their own. And then finally, the impact of the community, not only on the safety side, but who doesn't love snuggling up to a K9? Where's Rose? Okay, she's the star of the show. Same way with this unit. They can reach our community on a level that nobody else can. So my hat is off to the men and women who have led and served on these units over the years. But how did we get here? I told you we were kind of stagnant in the late 90s, early 2000s with 4 members, and we just couldn't get any more. Guess who came to the rescue way back before she was a commissioner? JoAnn K. Birrell. Yep, that's right. She brought us our 5th K9 and expanded our unit to 5. And I think it was around 2006. And that was, oh, do I need to, and that was Blakeney's K9 diesel. And so then she brought more K9s. I'll just be generic and say more K9s. And she's just been an amazing supporter over the years. I think that through her donations like she's done with this, but also through her fundraising through the community. And I have to commend the community also, the Braves, Metro Ambulance, and probably Northeast Cobb Business Association that have just helped us fund dog after dog and program after program. So I just want to say thank you really to a host of people, to include the support that we have inside the county with the county manager and the commissioners. Commissioner Gambrell somehow pulled off the surprise a few weeks ago at the commission meeting to honor Commissioner Burl, and all the community members that help us with this. But mostly above all that, I would just like to say a heartfelt thank you to you, Commissioner Burl, for all that you've done for us to grow this K9 unit to what you are now seeing out there, which is an amazing impact to our community. So thank you so much for all you've done for us.
Good morning, and thank you for coming. For those I haven't met yet, I'm Steve Hammond. I'm your Director of Animal Services. I was a little bit confused this morning. I thought this was a surprise birthday party. Oh well. But no, we're here to honor Commissioner Burrell. She's a great lady and a great commissioner. She's a friend to all of the animals, whether it be the police K9 or the animals we have in the animal shelter here. So we've always had her support. We appreciate that. You know, a lot of times our commissioners can't agree. But one thing they always seem to come together on is public safety and the animals, and I think that's great, and we really appreciate that. As we start to remember the life of Mr. Hankerson, I think he would approve, with one caveat. And if you're a Cobb County police officer, you'll understand this. If you're not, then you could ask a police officer; they'll explain it. It's not shiny enough. But again. Thank you for being here. Oh, by the way, if you parked in the front parking lot, there's a $500 parking fee unless you adopt a dog or a cat on your way out. But again, thank you.
They're free today.
The adoptions are free, but the parking's $500. but thank you again for coming. This is a great turnout to honor a great lady, Commissioner Burrell. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is such a great event, and I appreciate everyone coming. I hope I can make it through this because I'm very emotional today. I'd first like to recognize my family and a lot of folks that are here from other departments and elected officials and so on and so forth. I think most of you probably know my husband Dave, my #1 supporter right here in the front. He knows my affinity for dogs, so and we have a crazy beagle at home that needs a lot more training. I might have to bring him tomorrow. And my sister and brother-in-law, Carolyn and John Jurek, are here in the second row. They came up all the way from Tybee Island, so. Yeah, they don't get cold weather down there, so they're enjoying this. A little bit of background, I know you got some, but in 2006, I was chair of the Neighborhood Safety Commission, and Tony Coker, God rest his soul, was a dear friend, but also the liaison from the director's office to neighborhood safety. And he came to me and said, we need another police dog. Can you help, the Neighborhood Safety Commission or whoever? Well, I had met Eddie Race and his dog Bubba, who I have his calling card from way back when. He did demonstrations with Bubba. Bubba could open a car door with his nose. So I was like, you're going on tour with me to raise money for another dog. And we did. But we went around to all the business associations in Cobb. And I spearheaded it through the Northeast Cobb Business Association. And we, between the fundraising and, for lack of a better word, drug confiscated money, we actually got 2 dogs. But Diesel was my dog. Right, Mark? And I also have Mark's card with Diesel. Diesel went to everything. How many previews at Mabry Park did he come to? And his daughter was like this high back then. She's a 15 now, a teenager. So that's how it started back in 2006. And from that, last year, Mark was telling me that we had 2 dogs pass away and we had 2 retiring. So we needed 4. So I was like, well, this annex started with discretionary money for a dog. They're now $15,500 because they're training and all. But in 2006, when we got Diesel, they were $10,000, remember? And I think we raised just $10,200, but we ended up getting 2 dogs, Chuck and Diesel. Diesel was at all my swearing-ins, whining. These dogs are very hyper, but they work hard. So when I was presented with the sign and the announcement and a vote by my colleagues on the board, I can't tell you how surprised and excited and humbled I felt. So this is a great day. I really appreciate you all being here. I appreciate Parks and Rec, DOT, Property Management, IS, and everyone that had a part in getting this ready. Everybody knows my love of animals and veterans and police and public safety. So, as Steve said, you can't go home without a dog. If you're a veteran, thanks to Jay Cunningham, who's here, Superior Pets for Patriotic Vets program, he has funded that program for veterans to come to the Cobb County Animal Shelter and adopt a dog or a cat at no charge. They're fully vetted, they have all their shots, they're spayed or neutered, and they're microchipped. So if you're a veteran, I know Donna Rose here. I'm sure we have a lot of veterans. I know a lot of our police are veterans as well. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This means a lot. And I'm just very thankful, and especially to Commissioner Gambrill. This is her district. And only the commissioners have naming rights for buildings and facilities. So thank you, Kelly.
This is Finn. Finn is a 3-year-old German Shepherd, got a little bit of Belgian Malinois in him, and he's trained in explosives detection. So the next one is going to be Officer Eli Barnett and his dog Vader. Vader's 2 years old. He's a Dutch Shepherd. He's trained in patrol work and narcotics detection. Next, I got Officer Dustin Dayton, his dog Jax. Jax is he's 6 years old. Jax is also a German Shepherd Malinois mix. He's trained in patrol work and narcotics detection. Next, we got K9 Chief. This is Commissioner Birrell's new dog. This is a dog she provided funding for. So Officer McMullen's the handler, and Chief's also he's a Belgian Malinois. He's also patrol and narcotics detective. He's also about 2 years old. Next, we got Officer Michael Finks and his dog Gunner. Gunner is 4 years old. He's also a Belgian Malinois German Shepherd mix. He does patrol work and narcotics detection. When I say patrol work, I mean they're trained to do apprehension, they're trained to do tracking, area searches, building searches, and then of course the narcotics. So this next one is K9 Metro and his handler Nicholas Muncie. Metro was donated by Metro Atlanta Ambulance. He's 2 years old, German Shepherd mix, also patrol work and narcotics detection. Next we got our older girl. This is K9 Remy. And our young handler, Sergeant Joe Quinlan. Remy's 9 years old, and she is an explosive detection dog. Next, we have Officer Matt Bartlett and his dog Brave. Brave was donated by the Atlanta Braves. Brave is 4 years old, and he is an explosive detection dog. Next is one of our newer ones. He's still in training. This is Champ. Champ was also donated by the Atlanta Braves, and his handler, Jonathan Boltman, and Champ is an explosive detection dog. About 2 years old. Here is Officer Caleb Neal and his dog Ace. Ace is 4 years old, between 3 and 4, I guess. He's same breed pretty much. Most all of ours are Belgian Malinois German Shepherd mix. Also patrol work and narcotics detection. Zara. This is Sergeant Josh Rainwater, and he just actually picked her up Sunday from Florida, and she's about to start her training, so this is all really new to her. She's an explosive detection dog.
Here we go, cut in 3, 2, 1. Yay!